the controversial artist Roy Lichtenstein. When I was exploring a book specifically called The Icons of Art, the 20th Century, published by Bristol, my eyes were drawn to the headline that states Roy Lichtenstein, the worst artist in the US, published in 1964 by the Life magazine. It got me wondering how bad he was to be put in that spotlight. Roy Lichtenstein is known as one of the crucial figures of the pop art movement in America, along with Andy Warhol, Jasper Johns, and James Rosenquist. He is best known for his use of bright colors that imitate the four colors of printer inks, lined, movements, emphasis, and the Van dot methods in his artworks. Pop art is a movement that rose in the mid-20th century that mostly favored realisms and the new revolutions of art, where the artist expresses their art freely. But Roy Lichtenstein chose to relate traditional arts with his environmental culture. But why was he the worst? Back to the day he was born on October 27, 1923 in New York, and raised in a German Jewish family background. Since young, he always loved everything related to art, like exploring the American museums of natural history, building airplanes model, drawing, and listening to science fiction radio programs, which shaped him into whom he was. He entered Ohio State University to study painting after graduating from high school until he was called up in 1943 to serve in the US Army in France, Belgium, and Germany. He continued earning his degree and started teaching art and settled down for what appeared to be a normal life. He married Isabel Wilson, a gallery employee, in 1949, and the couple had two sons, Mitchell and David. But the couple did not last long as they split after they moved to New Jersey and married another woman. In 1961, the starting point of his pop art when he was challenged by his kids to draw something good as the images in their cartoon books, and developed his first pop art painting. This is where the controversy began. Max Kozlov, who was an art critic, said, quote-unquote, art galleries are being invaded by the pin-headed and contemptible styles of gum chewers, bobby sources, and worse, delinquents. He remembered the acid shock of first witnessing Lichtenstein's art 7 years later. However, Lichtenstein quickly started to display his work in significant national exhibitions, as in Drowning Girl in 1963, which was primarily based on DC Comics issues. He continued to use the Van dot technique in depictions of ladies and World War II battle scenes throughout the 1960s. These paintings with cartoonish themes made Lichtenstein a very well-known and instantly recognized pop art artist who was both admired and despised for his challenges to traditional concepts of fine art. He was often accused of plagiarism and lack of creativity, to which he answered that what he does is transformations of the source image, typically reducing the color palette to saturated primary colors. As he once said, quote-unquote, when I have used cartoon images, I've used them ironically. Some of his critics accuse him of being detached and lack of emotions. Others criticize that it is too easy in the eyes. In my opinion, we can never know the depth of the oceans only by looking at the surface of the water. He was a person who portrayed emotions using humor in his artwork. You can always tell a Lichtenstein. His work speaks in the vocabulary of dots, because viewing art is very much shaped by the time in which it is being viewed, and the powers of controversy had eventually disappeared into thin air as the years went by, while his art remained well loved due to its unique, approachable, and easily imitated style.